Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gubin. Here are the stories that we're following today, August 21st, 2013. In Jamaica, a serial robber gets 2 years. In Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister returns to East Port of Spain today. St. Lucia to receive more aid and support from Taiwan. And in Jamaica, angry teachers question JTA's $52 million fraud. Details on these headlines and more when we return.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gubin. This segment of the news is sponsored by Ambrose Travel. A man who has been labeled a serial robber was on Friday slapped with a 2-year prison sentence when he appeared in the Corporate Area Resident Magistrate Court. 29-year-old Damian Lewis, who has 19 previous convictions for robbery, was taken into custody and charged with robbery with aggravation after he held up a woman and stole her cellular phone and handbag. On Friday, he pleaded guilty to the charge, prompting Senior Magistrate Judith Pusey to ask how long he planned on staying in prison. "It's up to you," Lewis answered before the sentence was handed down. The court heard that on July 17th at about 5:25 a.m., the complainant was walking with her Samsung cellular phone valued at $2,500 when Lewis grabbed it from her hand. The court also heard that he then pulled a knife on her and took away her handbag, which contained $4,000 in cash, among other personal items. He escaped on foot. However, he was arrested shortly after by the police, who responded quickly to the complainant's call. When Lewis was taken into custody, he told the police that he had hidden the bag and was taken to the location where it was recovered, the court was told. In Trinidad and Tobago, the Office of the Prime Minister today disclosed that a meeting will be held with Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar and residents of the East Port of Spain East who have been under siege by criminal elements. In the news release, the Prime Minister lists a series of complaints and solutions raised by residents during her visit last Thursday. Many of them offered solutions which they say could make East Port of Spain a safer place. The meeting will be held at the Southeast Port of Spain Secondary School on 25th Nelson Street, Port of Spain from 1:30 p.m. The Prime Minister will be accompanied by the Attorney General, Senator Annan Ramlogan, Minister of National Security, Senator Emmanuel George, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Roger Samuel, and other officials. This will be the Prime Minister's second visit to the area in 6 days. Last Thursday, Mrs. Persad-Bissessar visited Duncan Street, Port of Spain, following the killing of several persons, including a pregnant girl. During that meeting, the Prime Minister met with the parents of the dead teenagers as well as other residents of the area. The residents, mostly women, told the Prime Minister they were experiencing numerous problems in the area, the main one being gang warfare among the youths in East Port of Spain. But the gang warfare has taken the life of a pregnant girl who was sleeping in her bed. The residents listed several complaints as follows. Unemployment was too high among the youths, too many dropouts from the school system, mothers unable to care for their children when they go to work, drugs and gambling on the streets and the HDC plannings, armed outsiders lurking in the area at night, and dilapidated condition of the HDC apartments in East Port of Spain. During the Prime Minister's visit last Thursday, residents said they were very familiar with the problems associated with East Port of Spain. Many of them offered solutions which they say could make East Port of Spain a safer place. Mrs. Persad-Bissessar promised to return to listen to the residents. She announced that a police and army post would be set up on Duncan Street in the shortest possible time. She also announced that a center outfitted with computers will be opened for the children of the area. As a result of that promise, the Prime Minister will be back in East Port of Spain today. In St. Lucia, Taiwan President Ma Ying-jeou ended a 3-night state visit on Sunday with a promise that St. Lucia will receive more aid and support. Ambassador James Chang said Taiwan is extremely grateful for the warm hospitality extended to Ma and his delegation during their visit to St. Lucia. And I quote, "I would like to say it was an excellent job and we deeply appreciate what the government and people of St. Lucia have done for the visit of our president." President Ma spent 3 nights in the St. Lucia, which is the most time he spent in any country on this trip. And actually he likes St. Lucia very much. Following the visit there will be a deepening of cooperation because we want to have more cooperation projects between our countries so that more people can benefit, Chang said. During his stay in St. Lucia, Ma met with government officials for discussion on key issues. Prime Minister Dr. Kenny Anthony described the visit as a fruitful one, and he said the government and people of St. Lucia were pleased to play host to the visiting delegation. And I quote, "I think it has been a wonderful trip, which went very well, but I want to say firstly, thank you to the people of St. Lucia. The turnout was excellent and the cooperation was superb, and I am very happy that St. Lucians extended their customary welcome and goodwill, and we say it with the ease in which drivers parted their roads when the official entourage passed by. So I really want to thank the people of St. Lucia." The discussion went exceedingly well with the president, and I'm very confident that some new initiatives will emerge as we proceed in the months and days ahead, Anthony said. In Jamaica, angry teachers vehemently demanded of the JTA on Monday in Ocho Rios an explanation as to how their union executive sat back and allowed $52 million to be defrauded from the organization over the course of the last financial year ending April 2013. The teachers' air directed at the JTA executive was the high point of the opening day of the 49th Annual General Meeting at the Sunset Jamaica Grande Resort in Ocho Rios. The fraud was discovered after an external audit was carried out. Tempers flared as teachers threw question after question at the executive seated at the head table without getting satisfactory answers, with outgoing President Clayton Hall and Secretary General Dr. Adolph Cameron feeling the brunt of the questions. The situation was compounded when audited financial statements done by BDO were presented to the delegates without the requisite signatures. Even when Hall presented the original document, which he said had the signatures and which he was willing to display, the delegates continued to view the document before them with skepticism, one even suggesting there were attempts at a cover-up. Cameron suggested that somewhere between the original document and the printers, the signatures were inadvertently obliterated. The teacher delegates were further dismayed when it was revealed that the extent of the fraud could in fact reach $112 million, as the auditor's report showed the amount in difference between it and the organization's financial statements. According to the JTA financial statements, the organization made a surplus of $72 million for the period. However, the auditor's report reflected a deficit of $40 million, and the questions keep coming. The conference was told that it was the authorization signature that was forged, not the signatures on the check. Dixon suggested there was no system in place to protect against such an occurrence. Beverly McKenzie, a teacher from Clarendon, said the face of the JTA has been disfigured by the current set of events, and questioned how the administration will go about reassuring delegates of transparency in the future. She was firm as she called for action. You're watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
Take your car out. This is awesome.
It's time to grow up.
You're crazy.
Little while
Go faster. Stop.
it'll all be alright.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom.
but just to be safe,
So don't you worry.
I got a Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or colemansubaru.com.